I support both the trust and intention of Deputy McLaughlin's new Prohibition of the Exploration and Extraction of Onshore Petroleum Bill 2016. This House, as it gives an opportunity to debate appropriately the issue of unconventional gas exploration and extraction, or UGE, more commonly referred to as fracking. I would like to commend Deputy McLaughlin on the production of this bill. No one has raised with me more the issue of fracking than Deputy McLaughlin over the last number of months since I became Minister of State within the Department for Natural Resources. And I also acknowledge the number of questions that have been raised here in this chamber over the last number of months from Deputy Dáil, Deputy Kyne, Deputy Stanley, Deputy Paul Murphy, and bills produced by Deputy Kyne and Deputy Richard Boyd Barrett as well. But I would like to acknowledge the bill here produced by Deputy McLaughlin has outlined the genuine public concern with regard to the potential use of this technology in Ireland. And these concerns are shared by many of us in this House and by many of other people in our constituencies across the country. With regard to this issue, we should remember the way in which we tackle concerns, the way we address them. The most common approach is to gather information, conduct research, ask questions, explore options, consider possible consequences. And these are the motivations behind the EPA-led joint research programme into the environmental impacts of unconventional gas exploration and extraction. It has always been a guiding principle that natural resources in Ireland be developed in a manner that protects human health and the natural environment. In taking account of the ever-increasing scrutiny and changing statutory requirements to which licensing and development applications are subject in recent years, my department has undertaken wide-ranging and innovative environmental programmes, including the review of all existing environmental processes and practices. Such initiatives include our approach to the most recent strategic environmental assessment of the Irish offshore, which is overseen by a steering group comprising not only of the relevant state authorities but NGOs and industry. This collective approach has resulted in a clear set of environmental compliance requirements which must be met in advance of any statutory permissions for petroleum activities. In this same vein, my department, in partnership with the National Parks and Wildlife Service of the Department of Arts, Heritage, Regional, Rural and Gaeltacht Affairs, has also devised a twin programme of acoustic or sound and aerial surveys of whales, dolphins and porpoises, for example, and seabirds in the Irish offshore. The programme, costing €2.7 million, has been given the title of Observe and is designed to support the environmentally sustainable development of the Irish offshore oil and gas industry. The core purpose of these surveys is to collect data on the occurrence, distribution, density and abundance of these protected species within the prescribed offshore area. The data will serve to better inform both regulators and industry that in making the most of our marine environment, the protection of rare and threatened species may be ensured. It is important to note that this is the first time in the EU that the authority responsible for oil and gas exploration and the authority responsible for nature conservation have teamed up to find answers to these complex issues of mutual concern. The UGE Joint Research Programme is comprised of 5 interlinked projects and is intended that an integrated synthesis report, which summarises and concludes on the research programme to date, will be completed and published in the coming weeks, and it is my full intention to publish that document once received. And hopefully, as I said, and as the Minister said, it will be in the coming weeks. As legislators, it is, I feel, important to make sure that decisions made with regard to the potential use of this technology are fully informed by best scientific research and the most appropriate solutions to the issues of concern are formulated and implemented. Our primary aim as government is to ensure that we give proper consideration to the issues and evidence, avoid unintended consequences and provide legal clarity. It is important to note that throughout this process, no application to engage in unconventional gas exploration has been received in the Department of Communications, Climate Action and Environment, nor would any such application, if submitted, be considered until the process has concluded and there has been time to consider its findings. As Minister Naughton has already said, Deputy McLaughlin has provided a forum for debate on this important subject. It is clear that there is cross-party concern regarding the potential use of unconventional gas exploration in Ireland. To reiterate the position outlined by Minister Naughton, the Government has no particular wish to pursue the use of unconventional gas exploration and extraction. I also believe that it would benefit the Joint Committee on Communications, Climate Action and the Environment to scrutinise the proposals in order to consider submissions and hold hearings on this issue of great concern to many people. This would allow the committee the opportunity to fully discuss and explore the proposals on a matter of public concern. So I would like to commend Deputy McLaughlin for the bill, that it will go through the legislative scrutiny within the committee like any other bill. As Minister of State also with responsibility for inland fisheries, I am conscious of the concerns raised by Deputy McLaughlin and others on the possible impacts of fracking on our rivers or lakes. So it is important that this bill be supported by government, that it be scrutinised within the committee, and that a decision is made in the very near future in light of the synthesis report, as I said, which is due for publication in the coming weeks.